So let me start with Selenium. So first we have already seen Selenium record and playback approach, right? So let me start with that again, just to refresh. Selenium record and playback. So normally we don't use in our projects, but it's good to know. So what would you do is you open your Selenium Mozilla Firefox. Normally the driver, the plugin for Selenium is only available for Firefox, Mozilla Firefox browser right now. So this is only possible for Mozilla. So however, if you want to use Descriptive, the drivers for all the browsers are available for Internet Explorer, Firefox and Mozilla and Google Chrome. So we can use that for any browser. So let me just show it to you again. So we have to take, since this works on a web application, we have to take a correct web application to actually practice our Selenium program. Since if we are in a project already, then we don't have to worry about the application, because already we will be having the application, right? So I think if you are aware of the HP QTP, so there is application for flight reservation application, right? That we can use, not the Windows based but the web based. So do you know the website name, that site name? HP QTP flight reservation web application, right? So I think that's a good, instead we can also start in other. What is it used for? Okay, never mind. So let us start. Can you take another example? Any example? Hello, can you hear me? Let us take okay, let us use Google for the time being. Mortgage calculator. Okay, this is also good one. Okay, you need to install. Okay. Yeah, so simple and it should be simple. So this looks like simple one. Okay, so what we will do is you will go to this and set the base URL and click on record. Okay, value is 200k, loan amount, okay, let's enter some values, annual interest and number of years, start date, property tax, PMI, and then calculate. Okay. So let's enter 150,000. Okay, so it's working. Loan amount is 125,000. Interest rate, let's say 6%. Loan term 25 years. Start date January 2015. Property tax 1.2, PMI 0.4. Okay, so hopefully everything is being recorded. Yeah, that's good. So this should work fine. Then you click on calculate and it click done. Basically that's like submitting. So the inside implicitly the submit method will be called, and it calculates everything over here, I believe. Okay, so without going further into validation, checkpoints and everything, so we just keep it this way. So because it's we will look into that validation part in the descriptive programming. So this is just to see. So my point is to parameterize right here. Parameterize in the sense, if we change the values without going into Excel sheet and everything, data driving, just change the values and see if it still works with our new updated test data or not when it is actually playing back. So let me save test case first. So what would you do if you are playing back? If you just want to play it back, you just play it back using this button over here, play current test case. So it will simply play it back with the current data. So that we will see one time. Alright, so these are not required, right? So you delete them because they were already there before I even opened the application. So let me save test case, let me stop and start again. So as the base URL opening is not there. Okay, so let's start over. Okay, so this was missing earlier. So when you are actually opening the application, it opens the base URL using / let's start it. Okay, I'll enter something. Okay, so then we start. Let's save this test case as same. Last replace it. Alright, so when we replay it, play it back, it should play it back. Enter the same values without any problem. Okay, that's perfect. And green means pass normally runs one test case and one test case pass, failure 0, so that's fine. So now our objective is to play the same test case with a different set of test data. So how would I do that? So just go here, value, where whatever the value entered over here, that will be taken at the time of playing back. So this time I want to enter 300,000. So save it and play it back. So without any problem, that's also successfully executed. So this time what we did, we just simply change the values, test data values. So that's simple. Oh, okay, so let me document this thing. Record with some values and play it back. That's first exercise we did. Then change the test data in which value column, from value column. In Firefox, Selenium, add-on window or dialog, and replay it back. So both should execute successfully. So let me put a screenshot over here just for the reference rate. So now how would you deal with this in the Eclipse if you want to enhance this script, same script if you want to enhance? So it would still be called record and playback only, but just for the sake of looking at it, we'll look at it. So export it using Java JUnit 4 WebDriver. Screenshot. So now it will ask what name you want to give, Selenium underscore WebDriver example, let's say. So what would you do in this case? You as usual go to Eclipse, create a new project, or in the same project if you want to create a class. So let's call it Selenium WebDriver record and playback. So everything is fine right now. Okay, so we will deal that with later. So we will get this error, that's fine. Create a new class. So what would you do is you simply go to that folder where you have exported the script. So we have exported the script for here, and this is the one, I believe. Simply open it. Okay, it looks cumbersome, but just copy it. Let's see, if you paste it in Eclipse, it should be formatted correctly. Okay, so that's formatted correctly, so we don't have to worry about the formatting. So I think Selenium export, okay, that is today's 12 11. Okay. So just simply close it. Copy the Java code from the exported file, create project in Eclipse and create a new class, paste the code. So it will look like this simply. So now what are missing here? Why we are seeing so many errors? That is because the related Selenium drivers are missing, obviously. So that is the reason why we are seeing so many errors. So let us go and fix those issues. So this is obviously causing issue, so remove that and add library, GRE system library. Okay, still only few errors are resolved. Okay, so what are the jar files that we need to add? Search project, external jars. So essentially you need to add these two jar files that you have downloaded from Selenium site. Okay, then add the lib files. It's totally gone. Okay, now click on OK. So still some errors. Okay, most of the errors are resolved. Okay, that's good. Still some errors are there. Okay, so let us go to each and every error line and see. Just hover over it. Okay, so it says move Selenium WebDriver.java package to com.example.test. Okay. Rename compilation unit to Selenium WebDriver example.java. Rename type Selenium. Okay. Okay, configure build path. Okay, so there are all the errors are resolved except for the find element where you use the driver.find element, right? So configure build path. Cannot resolve. It is indirectly referenced from required .class file. I'm not. However, this line is working. So basically, let us try and understand without going into execution. One more. Okay, so since we are not using regular expression related code, I can remove this. So only we are left with these errors. We will deal with this later. So here we are importing the package and importing the other packages that are essential, including the Selenium ones, and creating a Selenium WebDriver example class, and where we are creating a WebDriver. So the WebDriver which is essential. So we will create an instance of this WebDriver, and using this object we will call different methods that are built-in available, automatically available within this particular Selenium driver framework. So then we are going to, don't worry about this. Okay, base URL we are setting to this URL. So this is completely customizable. Later we can change it. Then we are creating a new Firefox driver, and that the instance is driver, and using driver we are calling the base URL. So the base URL is this one. So the first line that we are executing is to launch the application, launch the URL in the Firefox browser. So that is carried out by this one. So simply the method is get, which takes the base URL, which is a string normally. So you can either enter the entire URL within quotes here, or you can pre-initialize that URL in the string variable. So this will be carrying, this will simply launch the Firefox and open the URL. So then this will clear. So now let us understand what does it find element does. So normally find element is a method which takes argument class by class. So by class, you can, using the by class, either you can use the name, ID, or there are many properties, ID and blah blah blah, what else, title, and or you can also enter XPath, CSS expression, or whatever. So if you easier to deal with are name, ID, and these things, and a little bit difficult are XPath. For that you have to actually open the developer tools and capture the XPath expression. So depending upon the appropriately we will use those. So here we are getting error by name, param value, home value, dot send keys. So the clear is a method. Normally it clears out the field. Send keys is normally to enter field. Essentially it's a web edit field. And clear send keys. So select by visible text. So that's normally applicable for the drop downs. So only few methods are used here. So that these are simple methods. So in the recorded script you always have three segments, like we discussed earlier. One is a test segment. One is a before segment, then test segment. Test segment is the main body. Before segment is normally used like for initializations and everything. So test segment is where all the execution part is carried out. And after segment normally you carry out different like closing whatever you open, quitting drivers, blah blah blah. Like if you open create an instance, it will open memory location, right? So quitting a driver would result in clearing the memory location. So that's, those things will be carried out in after segment. So this is normally that's how you do in the record and playback and enhancing the script in Eclipse. So instead of configuring the build path here, this is just to give you an idea. So I'll directly jump to the actual descriptive approach, descriptive framework. So Any questions, Prachi, here, or do you want to resolve this one here?
I want to ask what is this annotations exactly that at the rate test, at the rate before, what are these are called annotations, right?
Yeah, so
At the rate.
yeah, annotations normally it's not executable, non-executable statements like comments. Comments are non-executable, so annotations you can, these won't be executed. But here you understand that these are three segments. When you copy the actual code from here, the exported script, where here, let me open it in the Notepad++. Okay, so Notepad++ opens properly. So there are three segments. Before, like I said, if you are aware about you know what is it called, load runner, vUnit, controller, and yeah, so every transaction has start, mid, and end. Likewise, you can think of like that. Before would normally consist of the initializations. If you want to initialize some values like URL and names, gender, demographic details, blah blah blah, so you can do that in the before. There is nothing wrong, you can do that in the test as well. So test normally would contain actual executable statements, actual navigation process that you will carry out as part of manual testing. So same thing you will do here. And after would normally contain the quitting the drivers, closing whatever you open to release the memory and blah blah blah. So that's it. So here, okay, so we are getting error here that is related to drivers. Still saying configure the build path, even though we have entered all the jar files, required jar files here. So but let us see, since this I am going to start with the descriptive approach directly. This I just wanted to give you an idea how the record and playback approach works. Even still, instead of doing this, which is not recommended, this is not a recommended way of doing, because this if you carry out your automation like this, it will become cumbersome. The code will become cumbersome. We don't want to maintain test after and before and blah blah blah. So instead we will directly jump to the our own approach. Normally what approach we will follow in the automation process. So let me go to here. So I want to take a simple example initially. Okay, so this works fine. So I'll take this example to start with. So what I will do is I will directly place this folder in the workspace here, right here. So that way we can directly import it without any problem. Okay, so here we are actually trying to do the execution in the Chrome driver, Chrome browser instead of Firefox. So if you want to do it in the Firefox, this is customized for, this can be customized for both Internet Explorer and Firefox as well, but we will start with the Chrome driver. So for that we need to install, download the Chrome driver already, which we have. So let me go Selenium downloads. So what we have downloaded is Selenium drivers, in the Selenium 2.4 to 2.2, and I have also downloaded Chrome driver. So only thing, you don't have to add it to the external jar file. This is not jar file. All you have to do is you have to give the path to this particular file in this one. So my path is, so instead of doing it from here, what I will do is I'll put it in the workspace itself. That's better. So here I'll create another folder called drivers. Okay. So here I'll put it. Alright. So I don't need to put it in another folder. Simply. So this way my path becomes very simple. Just 3 slashes. C Selenium drivers. So since we are the slash character is already a key character in the Java, so we have to use another escape character, that is another slash, to just indicate to Java that okay, we are using slash in the process of defining the path. So double slash is, put it in here. Okay. So our Chrome driver path is given here. Okay, let us understand again. So this is, put it in the test example package, and I am importing couple of packages which are essential, not everything. So most of them are Selenium related only, all of them. And I am creating a Selenium 2 example class, and directly within this class I am creating a main function. So without going into further I am not making it complicated by introducing some other methods, which we will say it later. So here I am creating a new instance of the Chrome driver. So first of all I have to, using system class, there is a method called setProperty which takes the WebDriver.Chrome.driver and its path where it is located, 2 arguments. Then using the I am creating a new instance of the Chrome driver using WebDriver driver is called new Chrome driver using new keyword. Alright. So then, so since we have created a new driver for Chrome, new instance of Chrome driver, I can execute using driver in the Chrome browser with this one. So the method for getting the URL is get, irrespective of the Firefox, either it is Firefox, IE or Chrome. So it's a get method. So you simply pass the URL here, and so if you don't want to do this, you can also do driver.navigate to. Navigate to is another method which also navigates to particular URL. So either way you can navigate to or launch particular URL. Then the next important step is, once you open the URL, the web page opens, right? For example, google.com. In this one there are many objects, right? So every object has some properties and methods. Likewise here, since if you want to operate on any object, just even whether it is QTP or anything, you want to find the property of object, you have to refer to the property of object in order to identify or find it. So exactly that's what we have to do. So using this driver, we have to find the property of that particular. So driver dot find element is the method which takes by class. By is a class. So by takes, let me show the what are the various elements it can take. Okay, so these are the different elements that by class can take. So one is a class, one is ID, another is text or title or contains, or simply it takes XPath or CSS expression, CSS search. So let us see if we can exactly know what element it is by name or something. So how do we know here? Simply go to more tools. So you can press Control Shift I. So shortcut is Control Shift I. So automatically it will open here. So I'll dock it down. Okay. Okay, this is little bit difficult in the beginning, but if you practice, so all you have to do is click on search and point it to the web element which you want to use it or which you want to operate upon in your automation program. So for example, if you want to type something in this web edit box, simply point it to here and see what is the name of it. So what are the different elements you can use it for identifying this element. So this is the line which is highlighted here. So look for the keywords, either name, title, text, or if nothing, we can go for XPath. So name is Q for query. So we can use this one. So exactly we have used the same thing. So we are actually trying to find the particular element by name, and what is the value of name? That is Q. So how do we identify that one? So by looking at this particular line, name is equal to Q. Name is the property name and Q is its value. Q is the property value. So exactly you have to put it here. Name is equal to Q. So not equal to Q. So the syntax would be, I haven't given syntax here. So it normally takes by name and within brackets you have to put the value of that particular property within the quotes as if it's string. Okay, so the finding element is done. So that we are storing it in an element, web element type element. Now using this element you can operate upon this particular object. Either you want to type send keys is the method. So if you want to send keys, simply element dot send keys and followed by the string. So this it will exactly type in cheese inside this Google edit box. Now after doing this, what you have to do, simply you have to return enter, so that will be simply by default submit. That means you are submitting it, right? So there is a method, built-in method called submit for the web element in the web element class, so that will immediately submit it or return it by means of entering the enter key. Okay, now just to check, we want to print it to the console. Okay, what is the page title? Okay, so the page title more or less looks like this. Whatever you have entered and followed by hyphen, then Google search, that is the default page title. So if you want to get the page title using the driver, get title is a method. So how would we know if you are aware of the Eclipse? Already you have worked with Eclipse, then you simply print type dot and then get title is a method. Since there are errors, it is not automatically copying down, so I am going to keep it as is. Okay, so here this is simple till here. Now if you want to wait for some time, you can wait for 10 seconds, or because the search results will Google takes some times normally to fetch the search results or to display the entire page. So just wait for 10 seconds. So either you can use the static synchronization thread dot sleep, don't worry about the errors, we'll deal with this later. Okay, or this dynamic synchronization. So then I am simply returning this title so that I can print it. System.out.println, page title is whatever page title I got, it will print it here. Then finally, so whatever we did in the previous example here, so we did the same thing. So however we haven't used these annotations before test and after, but however we do the same thing in the serial manner. First initializations and then whole operations, and then finally quitting part, which after. So that's what exactly we do, which is the best practice. Okay, so till here code wise, if you understand this, the bottom line is, once you create an instance of driver, for each and every element that you want to operate upon on the application, we have to use find element method. So using the find element, using different criteria like ID, text, title, contains, or export or CSS, we can find that element, and then once it is found, then we can apply the appropriate method to actually carry out the particular navigation step. So till here, if you have any questions, Prachi, let me know. Okay, so these must be deleted since I have imported hello.
Hello?
Yeah, Prachi, you are disconnected.
Sometimes I'm able to hear you and sometimes I'm not.
Okay.
Maybe it's hanging.
So is it because of the disturbance from my side, fan?
The session is activating.
I was explaining, but I just checked and it is disconnected. So I didn't know when you are disconnected.
So currently do something so that I'll see whether I'm able to see what you're doing.
Okay, so do you want to connect again or you want to show it on your system?
We'll connect again.
Okay, so what time you are disconnected, because I didn't know. I was just explaining going on.
No. It just happened now only.
Okay, so you should have let me know, right?
So I was thinking that nothing is happening, so I didn't understand what is happening. Yeah, I
Oh,
didn't
really?
expect it disconnected.
Okay, I didn't see. I thought, okay, so you do one thing, you keep your microphone on, because if you keep your microphone muted, then I don't know what's if you are saying something or not, right?
So if I keep my microphone on, you will hear background voices also.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So when you want to speak, just unmute it and you can speak, so that's no problem.
Yeah. Okay.
So you want to connect right now or you want to stop it here? Take a break.
No, see, I'm able to, you moving this window, right? I'm able to see.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you are, currently you are able to see my screen?
Yeah, I was able to see previously also.
Okay.
Sangam,
Hello? Yeah.
are you able to hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
So you
Yeah. Okay.
still hear the disturbance right now?
I'm seeing your screen. No, I am able to see your screen.
Okay.
You are adding some libraries, right?
Right. So this particular
Yeah.
project I have imported used different paths. They have the jar files have different paths. So obviously they won't work here. So we have to import them from our local machine again. So I'm just looking at these jar files. So mainly you need this one, selenium.java, selenium java, and rest of them are the library files which you already have. So what I'm going to do is delete all of these. So JRE system library is added again, so that will resolve one issue. And add external jars, which are these files. Okay, so let's see. Okay, Chrome driver needs to be.
Sarang? Sarang? Oh, Sarang is Sangam.
Hello, yeah.
Yeah, Sangam. So, how do we know like we have to use this keyword like web driver is equal to whatever, or web element is equal to this. So, web element, web driver, these type of keywords we have to use. How do we know this?
Okay, so WebDriver, since we are using WebDriver, right, not remote control in Eclipse. So basically, there is a WebDriver for one Chrome driver, Firefox, or Internet Explorer. All we have to do is we have to create an object or instance of that Chrome driver, and using this driver instance we have to actually use different methods called get, find element, just the way we have seen in the previous Java examples, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what is your question again? Did I
So
answer your question?
how do I know? No, how do I know that I have to use this WebDriver keyword or web element keyword, and where I have to use it?
Okay, so to start with, that's what I have told you, right? First of all, you are doing automation in some browser, correct? Browser has a page has these web elements, right? All these are web elements,
Yes.
right? Okay, starting with this. So initial before starting, you have to understand this clearly. These are all web elements. This is the web image, these are links, this is a web edit box, and there are drop downs and everything. These are the web elements, right? So web elements are part of web page, and you have opened the web page in particular browser, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so to access those web elements, since all you have to do in the manual testing is you have to go to that particular web element and do some operation. For example, you go to this particular web element called web edit box and you enter something, correct? So in automation, in order to apply operation or do operation on this particular web element, you have to find that element first. In QTP, if you are aware of QTP, you store this, you capture this object and store it in the object repository, right? Or in the descriptive, you provide all the properties. Every element has some properties and methods, every web element. So simplistically, this web element has its name. So what is the name? Through name you can identify. Okay, every object has name and properties and methods. That means through properties you have to identify this object, and the methods means what you can do on them. For example, send keys, you can enter something, or if it is a button you can click on it. These are the methods. For example, simple example I will tell you. A pen is an object, right? A red pen can write. So what it tells you is it has a red color. That's a property. So through this property you can identify the pen. Whereas pen writes something, writing is a method, what it can do. So the same goes in here also, web applications. There is a name. How do you know the name? So name you can know by means of this developer tools. Simply click on this search button and point it to the object. Now here, name is a property name and its value is q. So this is what is needed for using it in the find element. What is a find element again? Find element is a method which actually finds that element. Why you have to find that element? Because unless and until you find that element, you cannot operate on it, correct?
Yeah.
So that's okay. If you understand this line exactly, this is the main building block of whole automation in Selenium at least. Okay, now I'll explain. I am creating a element, web elements element, okay, and I have already created a driver for Chrome. How did I create? Same way I create an instance of a class. Here WebDriver is equal to new is the keyword which creates an instance of the Chrome driver. What is a Chrome driver? Chrome driver is already set as a property in the top. Here we have already shown to the system the whole path of the Chrome driver, right? What is Chrome driver? Where it is coming from? We have simply downloaded it. So using this, we are creating an instance of this Chrome driver. So using this driver is actually used to access all the methods to find the element to operate on those elements, which are majorly that's what you do in the test steps, right? So now find element takes argument by class which uses either name, different properties of the web elements. What are the different properties of web elements? Name, ID, title, and blah blah blah. These are what you see is what you get. Sometimes if you just by looking at this particular image, you can know just by hovering over it or something, you can know what is its name or title. Sometimes it is displayed, sometimes it is not displayed. To identify in such cases its properties, you have to use the developer tool. Shift Control I is a key shortcut for the Chrome browser. In case of Firefox, if you have downloaded Firebug, remember we have already downloaded. So if you are doing the automation in the Firefox, you should have downloaded the Firebug. So by means of Firebug, you can identify the property names and values of the elements. So here, you simply look into this. Okay, here there is ID also. Either I can use ID or name and simply pass it to my find element by class argument, name q. Simple. So that's how it is found. Hello, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So at any point of time, if you don't understand, just raise your voice. That way I know. Otherwise, I'll just continue to speak on, and I don't know whether you're disconnected or not. Okay. Okay. So this line, have you understood this line? First of all, tell me.
I have understood whatever you told me, but
Okay.
I want to know why we are using this word WebDriver and web element. Rest of the things I have understood, because
Okay.
you need to create a driver instance and then you need to call all those functions like get and all that using driver. That I have understood.
Okay.
Even find element also I have understood. And it takes these arguments by ID, by name, and all that I've understood. But web element and web driver, what are these?
That's what WebDriver is, the main building block of the Selenium, right? WebDriver we are using. WebDriver is a class. Yeah, go
Okay,
on.
so where we need to use web driver?
For
Just for
everything in
this?
the beginning, that's a important. That's the step
Okay.
one. Step one is a WebDriver, creating a
Okay.
new instance of WebDriver. See, come from here
And web
again.
element? No, but web element will be using wherever we want to point to some element.
Right. See,
Web element.
WebDriver is to
Okay.
drive your script on the browser, whereas web element is used to find element, because browser has a page and page has elements. These are all web elements, right? So these all elements
Okay.
belong to the class web element. So that's why we create an instance of web element, and you are just
Okay.
simply assigning the actual element by means of driver. Since it's you are using Chrome driver, you have to use this instance to access the find element method, which in turn uses by class, which takes either name, ID, title, XPath, or whatever. We will start with a name. Okay. Now name, you have to name is a property name, but it has a property value. What is the value of name? Q. How did you know Q? By looking at this exact. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this
That
little complicated, but if you understood this one, this is going to be repeated throughout the program. If you don't understand this one, you cannot understand further. So now have you understood this line? Now you have to exactly explain me if you understood that, so that I know if you understood or not. Can you explain, Prachi,
So,
exactly what is going
yeah.
on here, from here to here? Don't
Okay,
worry about the
so-
errors. Most of the errors are resolved. Few more errors are there. We will resolve those. Okay. Now explain.
So first of all, we have defined the path for the Chrome driver, and then using WebDriver keyword, we are creating a new object using new of the driver. Then using web element, we are declaring an object called element, and we are finding that element with the property name which we have got by using that inspect element.
Right.
And then we are using the send keys to type cheese, right? It's used for typing, and then submitting, and then printing out.
Yeah, so these are the simple
and
operations.
We are using driver to get the title, and that will be system out.
Yeah, a simple program. This is I am using this particular example for simply understanding what are the major building blocks of the Selenium WebDriver automation to start with. So if you understood this, these will be repeated throughout, but only what will vary is the type of elements that you are dealing with in the application. So that we will see by means of using the different steps. If you are using this particular application, we will be going through different web edit boxes. Most of only three kinds of web elements are there here, but that's okay. So this one and drop down and a web button, which is a submit. Basically it submits, and the links are there. So we will also explore. Okay, so
this is called. So what this arrow? Big question. No. So this driver is called an object.
Prachi, you want to continue later? That's fine.
We can continue.
Okay, because your son is disturbing you, right? Tomorrow, okay. So I will again repeat the same thing tomorrow. Don't worry. So,
Sangam, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Sangam, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Prachi.
Yeah, we'll continue tomorrow otherwise.
Tomorrow, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, so at 1 o'clock?
Yeah, 1 o'clock is fine. 1 o'clock is better, I think. We will stick to 1 to 2:30 daily. Just one time. We don't need to take class in the evening. But we will go faster this time because the Java programs we have seen that took some time. Those are essential, so not waste. But this is important. I will go as slow as possible in this one, because if you understood this one clearly, the base is important. If you understand the base clearly, okay, so we will be able to continue. Once you understood this one, then I will explain about the framework, which is little more complicated. By the time we go further, it will get complicated. So don't worry.
Okay. This framework, what is it called? The framework, what is that framework called?
Framework is nothing. What is a framework? What is the definition of framework? What do you mean by framework?
It's a collection of test scripts and test data, right?
Yeah, but in what manner you want to use them? In what is the actual tree structure you want to store them, or how do you want to maintain them? How do you want to start? Where do you want to start? All these are part of framework, not just the collection of scripts. So it's actually a continuous process. What is it? TestNG is a driver to drive your script. So we don't need to use TestNG. TestNG is not used in our framework. It's normally used in when you record and playback, that we have seen earlier, right? We recorded the script and exported as a Java WebDriver and pasted into Eclipse, right? So if you want to continue this framework, then you have to drive this script. So to drive that, you have to download TestNG. But in our framework, we don't have to do the TestNG, because we are creating our own driver, that is WebDriver. This itself will drive our script. so you don't need to use the testng here. If you want to adopt that approach, then you can use testng. So don't worry about testng. That I gave, you might have seen that in the installation document, right? So not all parts of the document procedure need to be taken care of. Only few, but that is mainly related to the record and playback approach. What we are following right now, so think of this as class 1. For this, you just need to download the Chrome driver and the Selenium drivers and just add those drivers as third party jar files, and simple. So Chrome driver is not a jar file. You simply point the system to its correct path. That's it. So everything will be taken care of. Only thing you have to do is you have to understand these steps, major building blocks.
And this driver word and this element, these are called instances of an object, right? Instances
yeah, just the way. Exactly. We have seen. Yeah.
Are they called instances or objects?
Both. That's what we have seen in the Java. You have a class, right? Now you have another class. You have defined some methods in one class. You want to use these methods in another class. How do you access them? Using the instance. You create an instance of that class, and by means of that instance you access. Same way, these classes are already defined. Only thing is you don't have to define these classes again, the Chrome driver, because you have already imported them here, right? Only thing you have to do is you have to create an object or instance of those classes, and by means of these objects you will access the methods that are defined in these classes. All you have to do is simply you have to know where to use what. That's it. So the earlier classes I have defined, right, those are just to give you an idea how the Java programming works. Even I don't know 100% Java, but those are just to give you an idea. So that's it. What we are starting right now, it will go slowly initially, because I have to slowly understand and make you understand. So that way, explaining is something, working is something else. Working, you can just work in the project. That's different thing. Explaining and understanding firsthand is totally different, completely different ball game. So pay attention in this part. If you pay attention in this part, later classes will be easier for you.
And like, what will they ask for if they take interview? Because like lot of openings I see for Selenium, so I'm wondering whether I should apply or not for them. Currently, I'm thinking whether I should apply or not.
See, if you are right now, if you are planning to apply for Selenium, it won't be a good idea. So once the part of course is over, you can start. But if you want to apply, you can apply. I don't say no. And if you want the interview assistance with Selenium, I can give you questions answers. What you can expect, what questions you can expect in the Selenium technical interview, and how do you answer them. So that I will take in the mock interview process. That don't worry about it. But I would recommend at least take some classes, because unless and until you pay real good attention, you won't be able to grasp. Because once I complete 10%, and if you are getting doubt about what is a web element WebDriver, then that will be again confusing, right? I have to come back and it will take time. So I will recommend after some classes, when you feel comfortable, then start applying for Selenium jobs. Then once one or two interviews come around, then okay, hey, say I will give you some questions and answers. You can go through them, and possibly I will take some mock-up interviews for you. And then once you feel comfortable, I will recommend you attend those interviews. But if you want to attend just for the sake of attending, that's fine, because you just get the experience. Even if you don't get selected, that's fine, right? So all you have to do is understand this.
For me now getting a job is important, because my H1 is just happened. So now I'm in process of all this assistant and all. So I need a job now.
Okay, that's fine. You can start applying. I'm not saying don't apply, right? You can start applying, and you will even get experience. But don't expect you might expect some tough questions which you may not answer. So don't worry about them. So in the process, I will explain everything. Even in the process of explaining these programs, I will explain what questions you can expect in the interview. Interview questions will be covered implicitly. don't worry. So
But
all I'm asking
what
you is,
yeah, but in this normal manual testing interviews, do they ask so much? Means, what is the pattern of interviewing in US? Because I have not gone through any interview in US at least.
oh, okay. So you have done jobs in India before, or
Yeah.
what kind of manual
I
testing
was
jobs?
I was in manual testing. I was working for Cognizant and
Okay.
basically with finance and all, but automation I didn't work at all.
Okay, that's
So I'm
fine.
not aware. I was working for US clients only, but so they were taking interviews. The US clients were taking interview from here, so I know that what questions they ask. But in US, what is the interview pattern, or I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so don't worry about that. I will give you interview assistance. Only even I take for some guys I'll take the what you call proxies also. I mean I take the interviews and they get selected. But since your voice is female, I can
For
take for
me,
you.
you can't take.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
all I can help you is the interview assistance. I can give you questions, answers, and what questions you can expect. You can Google a lot in any programming, but only thing you will get in a class is personal assistance. Like if you get a question right away, you can get it resolved. If I don't know, I'll tell you. Okay, I'll tell you tomorrow. Even I don't know 100%. It's all. I go through it, you go through it. Combinedly, we'll explore it. That is only how you learn, and I learn more. Whatever I already know, I learn on top of it. I learn more updated things and everything, advanced things. So that way,
So
yeah.
how long are you working on Selenium? Means how much practice you will require to go to that stage?
Selenium, to be frank with you, I have only worked in two projects. The last project was rigorous. Actually, the framework that I want to use in my next project and explain is from the previous project. So that's a pretty good experience. So I just want to expand it. But I have experience in different, I have experience, lot of experience in QTP and VB scripting. Rational functional tester, I have used many projects, IBM's that uses Java, and I am also into performance testing. So basically I work both 50/50 performance testing and automation testing so far, and web services testing using SOAP UI, which I want to take later. There is one more guy, Somo, right? He is interested in SOAP testing, not this, so he dropped it. So maybe later, once we complete this one, I can start SOAP testing. Then you asked for load runner, so that is later. But since right now, let us finish this Selenium. Once we start it, if you start multiple things parallelly, definitely nothing. It's like a jack of all trades, master of none. That will happen. So let us concentrate on Selenium. It's like I said, so far what we have learned, that is just prerequisites Java, and we have gone very faster because I didn't want to waste many lot of time. So right now I am going slow because I want you to concentrate on these basic things. Once you grasp these things, then we can go to the framework, actual framework, and see to it that we go through whatever application we can take. We can take this simple application or some other complex application, and actually automate all these just like we have done it in a project, real-time project. So that's my idea. It may not be possible because in real-time project you have lot of features in the application is lengthy and everything, but we will try to cover. But if you get selected in project and if you want assistance, I can give you with respect to that project, because I understand project, how the project works. More or less it's the same projects, Java based, web based applications, so we can easily. Only thing we have to understand is only thing we have to see is how we want to approach our automation. There are many approaches, you can follow different, but the bottom line is you have to understand the basic things like these: what is a web driver and what is a web element.
So this program you can send me. This program I'll practice. I'll try to run this program.
Okay, so I can send you, no problem. But you have been disconnected in the middle, right? I have resolved most of the errors. Only one error is persisting right now. See the red line. One line means only one error. So meanwhile, what I have done is I have gone to the project build and added all these jar files, same jar files, and you have to hover over each and every line where it will suggest what package you need to import to. So that's how I deleted all the packages, whatever I imported them, and then added this package. So I will send you this project. You can just simply import it just the way we did it and see if it is working or not. So if it doesn't work, just try to resolve these errors and try to understand, just try to play around with these web drivers and everything. This is nothing else, you don't have to play around a lot. This simply you pass the path of the web driver, Chrome driver, and create a web driver instance for the Chrome driver, and using this driver you get the URL, and then using this element you find the element. Using this find element is the most widely used, and if you expecting interviews, they will ask a lot of questions on what find element will do and what exactly it will take, what is the XPath expression and everything, and when would you use, what is the syntax of the XPath expression for these different blah blah blah. So I will go through these, and I have taken some notes from my previous project also. So basic idea is to go through them and combine with our sample application here. That's all. So the bottom line is you have to understand the concept, not the project. Project is different. You can apply this to any project. So, but if you understand the concept clearly, then that's it. Even you can explain the questions with your own answers, and you can develop on top of it. So let us concentrate on this one first. Once this is done, there are many, like in any automation, if you are aware of automation, once the simple programming is done, then you concentrate on the parameterization, right? Parameterization is done, you concentrate on the data driving, how to data drive, because data in every project they will ask you how do you data drive, because you don't want to run on the single set of data, otherwise it's no point. It's like as good as manual testing. So these concepts will go step by step, not at the same time. So that's why I want you to concentrate on this one. So if you want me to send it to you, I'll send it to you, and then try to understand this. And if you have any questions tomorrow, let me know. We'll start at 1 o'clock and end at 2:40, whatever. So daily, if you don't have to take night class also, if you feel overwhelmed, that's fine. So daily one class, flat 1.5 hours, and we will go. Once this is understood, we will go faster. Don't worry, I won't go this slow normally, because I keep on repeating the same thing, so that I am just trying to make sure that you understood these things clearly initially. So
Okay.
Okay, yeah, go on.
No, if it's okay, like in the night class, we can do it like today only. I'll just go and pick up my son, and then we have a lunch, and then we'll carry on with the class again, if it's fine with you.
Oh, you mean in the afternoon or night?
Yeah, like today we had from 4 or
today
from
we had
3:30.
What time you will come after picking up your son?
I go, it's just hardly 5 or 10 minutes drive. So I just come back by 3:05 or 3:10. Then we have a lunch, and then after that, by 3:30 we can start.
Yeah, I think that sounds a good idea, because I thought you wanted a large 1 or 2 hour break, because it's just
No.
off an hour break, right? So I can just I would have already taken lunch by then, so I just go out and come back. So by 5 o'clock we can finish. So 1 o'clock be in between half an hour gap, right? 1 to 5, 4 hours, 3.5 hours. So that's fine. So that we can do something else in the evening. You can sit with your family, and even I have other things as well.
You know, because if I take a class in the night, then it's like I don't meet my husband full day only. He goes by 7, and then I don't even get time to talk to him.
Yeah, I understand that. That's why I was saying. So since I am currently free, 24/7 I am free. That's why I am taking. Otherwise, I don't take class in the afternoon at all. So definitely will take 1, 2, 3, and 4, same whatever times you told me. So we'll finish by 5 o'clock. So by the time your husband comes, you can sit spend time with them, right? Okay.
Yeah. He comes at 6:30, so no, there's no problem for that.
6:30.
Yeah, he comes at 6:30.
Oh, 6:30. Okay. So you still have, but I think your son disturbs you a lot, right? While the class is going, I don't expect disturbance. Even I don't expect anybody in the room, so I am alone. So that you just concentrate on the things, and once it is done, so that's what I expect.
No. He disturbs sometimes, otherwise it's okay. Sometimes he comes and disturbs me, otherwise he's playing with himself only. He just keeps on playing.
Yeah, that's why even my side there is a lot of disturbance. This fan is making a lot of noise though, but that's since internal I cannot fix it. So anyway, I'll send you this program including the notes we have taken in the afternoon. So just go through them, because even if you have time, if you want to, I want you to practice alone, because if you only by doing so you can get a grasp of it. Every time if I tell you and you don't practice, that's not good thing. Most of my previous students done the same thing. They have just listened, and by the end of the course they said, okay, I don't remember anything. That's not my fault. I said. So some students are good, but even I have given assistance. Like one of my students previously, I took the interview for them and I placed. So she used to work with me in the project. So till that level I assisted them. But since I am no longer in the previous project, I can do that. Even I am going to new project right now. So I definitely say Selenium a good thing, because most of the projects prefer it because it's a free tool, free of cost, no license required. If you purchase QTP and the license is expensive, only big companies prefer that. I don't know about the Cognizant, but I mean end clients has to prefer it. It's Cognizant is just implementation partner, so it depends on end client normally. If you prefers, so like I said, Selenium is preferred by many, because if you see job market, Selenium is very hard tool. So that's the reason many people prefer. So it's good to learn Selenium and keep it, even if you don't get to work in Selenium, that's fine. But sometimes what happens in the project is they will start as a manual testing, and then suddenly they want to start automation, and they will first check in the existing resources if they are aware of Selenium. Otherwise they will start hiring process. So if anybody already is aware of Selenium, then they will tell them, okay, why don't you start Selenium. That's what happens in the projects, right? So let us start tomorrow. Don't worry about this. I'll explain this thing again and again until you completely understand it. So you also go through it. So only there are few lines which you need to concentrate on. 1 this one, 2 this one, 3 this one, and whatever you do with send keys, element dot click, those are all just related to the type of element you are actually dealing with by clicking the button or selecting drop down or blah blah blah. This is the simplest program, I can assure you. Once this program is done, we will go into complex programs. So only that is possible once you understand this completely. Okay, Prachi. So we will talk tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay then.
Okay, bye. Thank
Okay.
you.
Bye bye. Yeah.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
ఏంది మధ్యలో వెళ్ళిపోయింది, నేను ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తా ఉన్నా, ఎక్కడికి వెళ్ళిపోయింది, మళ్ళీ అంతా ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయాలి, కాన్సన్ట్రేట్ చేయాలి.